From unexpected confessions to ingenious escape attempts, interrogation rooms witness the craziest moments. When push comes to shove, different convicts act differently. Prepare to be captivated by the games, the heart-stopping suspense, and the shocking revelations that unfold as we navigate through the craziest interrogation moments of all time. Certain interrogation moments stand out as particularly bizarre and shocking. One such moment involves Thomas Robinson, a 27-year-old man facing life imprisonment after shooting a 17-year-old boy. What followed during his apprehension was a series of events that showcased the level of desperation and determination to escape that can only be described as extraordinary. As the police moved in to handcuff him, Thomas noticed the officer's gun holster, and an idea seemingly struck him. In an audacious move, Thomas made an attempt to grab the officer's weapon. However, due to the safety features built into the holster, his plan was thwarted, and he couldn't manage to remove the gun. Unfazed, Thomas continued his resistance, making it clear he wasn't going down easily. As the situation escalated, two more officers rushed in, equipped with tasers, to subdue the defiant suspect. Despite the odds stacked against him, Thomas remained undeterred. His actions perplexed those witnessing the scene, as it seemed like a simple case of a suspect trying to escape at any cost.
Fucking piece of shit. God damn it! Motherfucker! You got that? Yeah, I'm good. You couldn't get it.
You guys alright?
Yeah. Alright, switch out cuffs and glad I didn't take them off and I did the right thing.
Yep.
However, it was during the struggle that Thomas's words added a chilling layer to the incident. Instead of solely focusing on escape, he repeatedly uttered the phrase, "Kill me," throughout the confrontation. This stark plea raised questions about the true nature of Thomas's intentions. Was it merely an act of desperation to avoid facing a life sentence? Did he truly want to provoke the officers into using lethal force as an escape from his dire circumstances? The line between a desperate escape attempt and a plea for a fatal resolution became blurred during those intense moments. Among the most harrowing and shocking interrogation moments in history is the case of Ryan Waller. Ryan Waller and his girlfriend, Heather Kwan, were discovered in a tragic incident involving a home invasion. Both had sustained gunshot wounds. Subsequent police investigation at the scene led them to suspect that Ryan may have been responsible for the death of his girlfriend, Heather. What's crazy about this interrogation was the fact that as he was brought in for interrogation, Ryan had a bullet still lodged in his head from the incident.
Okay, actually, we now want your feet on the table. I'm going to take pictures of the bottom of your feet for me. Lift up your feet. Pull up the slots.
Despite his visibly distressed and injured state, the detective proceeded with the questioning, showing little concern for his well-being. Ryan repeatedly expressed his desire to go to sleep, not fully comprehending the gravity of his condition.
Because I don't know what happened, okay? So I'm going to read you something to make sure you understand your rights, okay? Basically, I'm going to read you. You've seen Cops before, right? Ever seen that TV show Cops or CSI or anything like that?
Okay.
You ever seen that?
No.
You've never seen any kind of cop show? Lawyer show? Any kind of show?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to listen up real close now. Okay, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to the presence of an attorney to assist you prior to questioning and be with you during questioning if you so desire. If you cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to have an attorney appointed for you prior to questioning. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
Yes?
During the interrogation, Ryan recounted the horrifying events of the night when two men broke into his house seeking revenge. He was shot twice in the eye by one of the assailants, and tragically his girlfriend Heather was killed in the attack. Remarkably, Ryan survived the brutal assault, but his condition was dire. Despite his clear indications of a traumatic brain injury, the detective seemed dismissive and unsympathetic. Ryan's responses were disjointed, and he struggled to recall certain details, yet the detective pressed on, failing to recognize the severity of his condition.
We don't know. I don't know.
It looks like it went right through, huh?
Yeah, it might have, I don't know.
Ryan's pleas for help and his inability to provide coherent answers were met with skepticism from the detective, who even appeared to mock him. The detective laughed off Ryan's account of being shot in the eye with a revolver, refusing to acknowledge the seriousness of the situation. Throughout the interrogation, Ryan's distress and pain were evident, yet the detective failed to prioritize his medical needs. The delay in providing him with medical attention worsened his condition and led to severe consequences, including brain damage, the loss of his left eye, and regular seizures that ultimately claimed his life. Talking about crazy, Terrell Rhodes was accused of murdering Amari Nicholson and concealing his remains in close proximity to the Seagull Suites, the location from which Amari had initially disappeared back in May 2021. Terrell Rhodes' arrest report details separate charges against him, including 4 counts of using a deadly weapon to resist a public officer and 4 counts of committing felony assault with a deadly weapon against a protected person. Around 2 p.m. on May 12th, Rhodes was confined to an interview room at the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Headquarters. While his right hand was handcuffed to a secure mounting plate, his left hand remained unrestrained. Approximately 30 minutes later, Rhodes displayed agitation, repeatedly uttering phrases like, "Let me out of here," and "I can't go back." In response, 2 detectives entered the room in an effort to pacify him. However, despite their attempts, Rhodes continued to exhibit a combative demeanor. The situation escalated as Rhodes climbed onto a chair and lunged across the interview room table, seizing a detective's firearm from its hip holster. Using his left hand, Rhodes gained control of the weapon, leading to a struggle involving both detectives. According to the police, while he had the gun, Rhodes was saying, "I'm going to kill a mother explicative." And after the police disarmed him, he said, "I want to die and kill me." The interrogation of Nicholas Cruz, the perpetrator of the Parkland school shooting in Florida on February 14, 2018, provided a chilling insight into his disturbed mental state and the motivations behind the massacre. Cruz, a former student at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, killed 17 people and injured 17 more, making it one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history. During the interrogation, one of the most unsettling aspects was Cruz's erratic behavior. At times, he punched himself in the face, conversed with his brother about related topics like girls and video games, and claimed to hear a voice he named the Demon that told him to burn, kill, and destroy. These disjointed actions and statements painted a chaotic picture of his mental state.
Saying this morning. Okay, let's talk about this. Did the voice didn't tell you to take Uber, right?
Yes, it did.
It did?
Yes.
The voice said take Uber.
Yes.
Did
The voice is in me.
You're the voice.
No, in here.
Okay, it's in your head.
Yes.
What is it? A male voice or a female voice?
Male.
Male. Can you tell how old the voice is?
My age.
Cruz admitted to hearing voices that instructed him on how to conduct the attack, bringing mental health discussions to the forefront. Many questioned how someone with apparent mental health issues was able to legally purchase a firearm. Another eerie moment in the interrogation was Cruz's spontaneous admission of guilt. When left alone in the interrogation room, he was recorded saying, "I'm sorry and I want to die." This shed light on his remorse and suicidal tendencies, adding to the macabre nature of the case. The interrogator's approach was methodical, patient, and non-confrontational, taking into account Cruz's mental state. The detective strategically aimed to gather information without pushing Cruz into a complete shutdown. Throughout the interrogation, Cruz provided details of his actions on the day of the shooting. He coldly described how he had taken an Uber to the school with his rifle concealed in a soft gun case. He also recounted how he pulled the fire alarm to maximize casualties, revealing the premeditated nature of his act. In the case of Jennifer Pan, her confession during the police interrogation stands out as a chilling and shocking revelation. Initially, Jennifer presented herself as the surviving victim of a home invasion where her mother was murdered and her father was severely injured. Her detailed account of the masked intruders and demands for money seemed believable. However, as investigators delved deeper, inconsistencies in her story emerged. The turning point came during a second formal police interrogation captured on video. After hours of relentless questioning by Detective Bill Goetz, Jennifer's facade began to crumble. In a startling moment, she finally confessed to hiring a hitman to kill her parents. Her translation from a terrified victim to a cold-blooded conspirator was both shocking and disheartening.
What discussions did you have with the guy that came to your room? The real discussions you had, not what you told us.
Where was the money? And I showed him where the money was.
Okay. But he obviously said, "I'm here to do what you asked.
Jennifer's confession was marked by frequent fumbles and contradictions during the interrogation. She flip-flopped on crucial details, appearing nervous and uncomfortable, and gave indirect answers. Her initial composed demeanor gave way to visible signs of discomfort. The motive behind the crime was not a twisted thrill, but rather rooted in her struggles with high-achieving and strict parents. The pressure to meet their expectations led her down a dark path, culminating in the cold-blooded murder of her mother and the attempted murder of her father. Jennifer Pan's interrogation is infamous not only for the shocking revelation, but also for the systematic and strategic approach used by Detective Goetz. Through systematic listening, false reassurances, and strategic pressing, he managed to coax Jennifer into revealing the truth. Do you know about any such cases? Share in the comments, and it might make it to our next video.